we look around where we are now, on the flanks of an extinct volcano overlooking a beautiful harbour, the diversity of landscapes and what you're seeing is quite incredible. The last time I filmed here was a great movie called Z for Zachariah. I drove 40 minutes from my home on the flanks of Mount Pleasant here to go to the hidden valley, if you like, that became the central focus of the movie. We found 9 other locations in the close vicinity of that valley.
I might have been to the same location 100 times, but if it's a time of day or it's an early morning or it's a late evening, and it's just gorgeous, you know, it takes my breath away. The Mackenzie district has had a number of films filmed here. Most recently, in terms of large scale, was Mulan. Before that, Wrinkle in Time, Only Cloud Knows. Slow West with Michael Fassbender was shot on this particular property. And of course, Lord of the Rings. I love it. It's a part of me. It's part of my soul.
One of the best jobs I have worked on was for a super iconic British filmmaker, Terence Davies, who came out here to make his film Sunset Song. One day after shooting, he came up to me, gave me a hug and said, "Josephine, you have made an old man very happy today. I have dreamt of that shot since I was 21 years old."
One really good film we did up here was the whole orchestra that we flew onto the Tasman Glacier. I even had a grand piano swinging underneath the helicopter on a 100-foot line.
Every time I come up here, I always feel alive and just go, hey, we live in such a beautiful spot. Down in the valley there, I worked on The Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe. I was on the second unit. There were so many of these stunt people and extras and action, and which I always love when I'm working on second unit.
Crews come who have shot all over the world and come to shoot in Akara, for example, and they go, "Oh my God, this is the best place we've ever shot." And it's always really weird as a local because you take stuff for granted. To see home through new eyes, I'm reminded how special it is, how lucky we are.
I have worked and lived various places around the world, and every time I've come back, I've just been so pleased to put my feet on the ground here. The ocean, the mountains, the space and the people, and just that sense of opportunity. You can wake up early and catch a beautiful sunrise and then take a journey through the Alps to the west coast and catch the sunset.
It's the possibilities that we have down here, and the ability to be able to go from this to this to this means we're like a Swiss Army knife of locations,
In reality, there's nowhere else in the country where you could be at a beach, at the mountains, and in the studio all in one day.
1 hour this way, I'll have hills, mountains, foothills. 2 hours, this. I'm looking at snowy peaks just there.
I mean, this is my office. Welcome to my office.
Walking through the gates of the Ferrymead Heritage Park, you just step back in time. There's so much detail, so much to see.
I love to be able to create different worlds, and I feel like we have the ability in Canterbury to be able to do that.
Somewhere in Canada, can we shoot it in Canterbury? Of course we can. You could shoot horror. You've got these amazing old buildings, for instance. Look at one we're in today, the Art Centre.
And you drop over onto the plains and it's like you could do a Days of Heaven there. You can go up further up into the bush there and you could be doing the last of the Mohicans.
There's places that could look like Mars, basically. It's sort of its own unique landscape, really, that you're probably not going to find anywhere else.
Even driving down the country roads to find these beautiful places, quite often you'll drive past the farmer, stop and have a chat.
Even today, we just rang the farmer up and, see if we could go and do some filming on this land. It was no worries, mate.
Christchurch is the second largest city in New Zealand, but it's not a massive city. The ease of getting around the city, the ease to get out of the city into the outdoors is so attractive.
Huge asset for the city. You can come off the international airport, come straight down here and have a cocktail at these bars. 20 minutes. Where else do you get that in the world?
You just have to wander around this place, get in your car and go out to a beach or go to the mountains, go to the sea. We've got it, and that's why I stay here, because I love it.
The innovative culture here is so incredible that not having that huge market of the United States or being in that space provides an opportunity for people to not have a fixed mindset, but to have a really open and creative way to approach problem solving that I haven't seen in other countries.
A lot of people have come up through a lot of different departments, and so they can turn their hand to pretty much anything. Everyone I've worked with locally, very humble people, very generous with their time. The nature of Canterburyans is that they really, really care, and the attitude here is can do, will do, nothing is too much trouble.
Not to say it isn't anywhere else in New Zealand with our 2 degrees of separation, but here it's 1 degree of separation. I can get on the phone, anything I want, no matter how bizarre, it's done. And people are so happy to help. In fact, they go to any length to try and help.
We're always looking for uniqueness, and vision, and I think there's so much raw natural beauty here.
I've spent 30 years scouting from helicopters, cars, the whole 9 yards, but probably 50% of the places that I have scouted I've never used, and they're waiting for that opportunity.
You can just turn your head here and look somewhere and go, well, that's stunningly beautiful, easily accessible. It's never been filmed. We have the people, we have the talent, we definitely have the locations. The opportunities here are endless. It's absolutely endless, yeah.